Well, welcome back to another segment of Juicebox Chats. Alyssa Harrington and I. Good morning, Alyssa.
Good morning, Megan. How are you?
We're doing well. We're making it through the week. I don't know about you, but this week it kind of made me feel a little sleepy with all the gray, foggy conditions and the light rain. And so it feels like it's been a longer week than it actually has been, but I'm glad it's Thursday.
I know it has been gloomy. I was just mentioning that yesterday. I like to see the sunrise, and when I can't, it kind of throws me off on my morning, I feel like.
I agree. Well, today we're talking about, speaking of the spring-like weather conditions, we're talking about spring activities that are all starting back up and just, everyone's busy life and trying to manage those schedules, keep the communication flowing with your partner or spouse. Just a very busy season of life, I feel like, when spring activities start back up. What are you guys doing for activities or things that might be starting up for you again?
Oh, boy, Megan. Okay, so track just started up, and track season for high school track on Monday. And my husband, I've mentioned, is the high school track coach at Northwest High School for boys and girls, and they have, well over 100 that always go out. So it is super busy, usually Monday through Friday. My husband's not getting home until after 5 o'clock now in the evening, and then soon it will be track meets throughout the week and that kind of thing. So we've got my husband with track, and then we're wrapping up wrestling here in the next few weeks. We've got districts this weekend for my son, so he's got wrestling practice. He does traveling baseball, so outdoor practice for that starts today as well. My daughter's got musical, swimming, softball, indoor league just started up, and now outdoor league will be starting off soon. I think I covered my bases on everything.
Oh my goodness, you are so much busier than I am. That sounds
Just
crazy.
you wait. You'll get there.
Oh my gosh, that's so many activities and stuff. But I get it.
know.
It's just that time of year, and when your kids want to try a couple different things, you're just running. So, see, my daughter's starting spring soccer. I think that's later this month, and she's also talked about wanting to try like one of the after school classes that they have this spring too. So some of them she was looking at, were like cheer, or there were board games that they could play in one of the classes and just make new friends. There was an art one too. So we were looking into doing one of those. I guess it's not really spring related for an activity, but we do have parent-teacher conferences tonight. So those are
Okay.
and the book fair. They have them at the same time at her school, so you come for the parent-teacher conference, and you can also check out the book fair at the same time. So that's kind of what we
have
got
that in the
going
fall.
on.
Yeah, the book fair along with parent-teacher conferences. We just had our conference, I think it was 2 weeks ago now, so
Okay.
a little bit staggered from you guys. But yeah, this time of year is just so busy. You got to keep up, otherwise it just becomes chaotic.
Oh, absolutely. And especially for you guys, as when your husband's so busy with track and everything as well, how do you guys stay on the same page with everything? How do you keep that communication flowing where you're not constantly having these like, oh, did you see this? Did we talk about this? Like, remind me. How do you keep on the same page?
Honestly, half the time that is it. We try and communicate as best as possible, but it is a lot of, okay, did you see that? Did you see this? If you're not on the same email list or the same text chain as the other, then you're only getting part of it as well.
Yeah.
That can be a problem. But we just started our calendar. We print out a big calendar and we just start filling it out and have it in the house with for each month. We just focus. Right now we're focused on March, and so all of the activities in March. I left out my son's doing flag football as well now this spring. We didn't think he'd have time for it, but we're fitting it in. And if
Somehow.
it becomes a conflict with baseball, then baseball takes precedence because we have more time and money and effort into that sport right now. So, but it's just, putting it all on the calendar, making sure that you've got the right dates, the right times, that kind of thing. And that's kind of how we're going about it month by month, and just checking that calendar and then just communicating throughout the day. Remember this, we've got that. Tonight, my son, he's got first baseball practice, but then he has to get right to wrestling. And then my daughter also has musical. So figuring out those schedules are easy enough. Sometimes it's figuring out where you're doing supper within all that, and then also planning it. If in my husband's perfect world, I think we'd have the crock pot going every single day, but I'm just not super good at planning ahead.
Yeah,
Neither of us are. it's a group effort for the two of us, very much so. What do you want this week? Do you have any ideas? Do you have anything that you're kind of, have a craving for? And then we try and work around that. But or kind of if the kids have any suggestions. We did a fun chicken nugget deal last night where it was air fry. So it was a healthy take on chicken nuggets, and it actually went over pretty well. But yeah, just putting together that calendar and then kind of going from there really helps us in balancing it all, I'd say. But not everybody needs it, but we definitely need a calendar to keep our heads on straight. So,
well, I like it that you have something physical you can look at and check and remind yourself, If it's just in your mind or each other's, reminding each other in your thoughts, that's harder, I feel like, than unless you have something to look at there. So I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I am. What about you? I know we're kind of easing into it with you guys, but trust me, it'll get busy too.
Oh yeah, I have a feeling we will be there someday. And I do have 4 nephews who are range in age from 13 to 6. And so they are heavily involved in sports. So we like going and supporting them when we can and cheering them on as well. So a lot of times, even if it's not activities for my kids, we're still supporting family members or friends, or running around. One thing that we've found, my husband and I, that has helped us stay on the same page as far as communication is that we have shared lists on our phone for groceries, especially, and for meal ideas. So we shop at a couple different grocery stores, to get the best deals, or certain places have certain things. But we have each store listed on there and then a dinner ideas. And so we can both just add to that whenever, like if he uses the last K-Pod, he can put, coffee on the list. And if I notice that we're out of milk, I can add that. And the same goes for dinner ideas. We just kind of put what we're craving or an idea. And even if we don't use it necessarily like this week, it's still on the list for next week. So it's just like a always living list that we add to. And it seems to really help us so we kind of know what we have at home as far as groceries. So that's one way that we communicate and make it a little easier on each other. So
that's a great idea. Is this an app on your phone, or is this just do you guys have a calendar together that you're adding and subtracting from?
No, it's just the Notes app that you can make like a shared note with someone. So
I did
it's
not
just
know that.
It's really neat. And I can even see like if I'm on the Notes app and he is on it at the same time, I can see when he's typing something on there. So we'll even like almost instant message if we both happen to be on the app at the same time. We can talk back and forth right there and then like just delete it, But so it's just
I'm
like
definitely
the factory
going to
app.
try that.
Yeah. It's just the one that comes on your
gotcha.
phone. So yeah,
just the
try it
regular
out.
Notes app on your iPhone. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, try it
I'm
out. Let me
definitely
know.
going to suggest that with my husband, because we'll text back and forth and things like that, or send a list to each other. But as far as, because like my husband was at Sam's Club last night, what do we need?
Yeah.
And I'm checking through the things, this, that, and then adding to it. Make sure to get this, and then you're scrolling back through to look. So that sounds like a great idea. Anything to make our lives a little bit easier, right?
Yes. So then it's always in the same place. That's what we hated too, is like going back through the conversation when you talk about someone in your text or something in your text, and trying to find that again. So that's why we really like using the notes. And when it comes to dinner too, I feel like one, I don't know, hack or something we do to make things simple. If there's a meal that I know will freeze well that we're making, I will double the recipe one night and then I'll freeze it for like the next week or something, when we're really busy or something.
Okay,
so I double up on dinner sometimes. And that way, if there's a night where we're just especially busy or I don't plan ahead for the crock pot, we can just bring out that frozen meal instead. So
that's a great idea. We're not very good about freezing things. It's trying to eat it all at once, or I feel like with soup we do that a lot. We make a lot, and then it's, hey, family members, come over and have some soup, or we'll bring it to you. But what we should do is, just be selfish and greedy, and just save it for ourselves. Honestly, that's a great idea. But sometimes we're not the best at freezing, so we need to get better at that. And also, I feel like portion-wise, I need to start doubling up on some of our recipes, because where we used to have leftovers, kids are starting to eat more, not so
yeah.
much having a lot of those leftovers anymore like we used to. So that's something that's changing also as these kids are growing. So are their appetites in their stomachs. So
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
I gotta
Yeah.
reevaluate my situation here a bit, I think.
Someday, you watch, someday I'll be like tripling my recipe or something. But, and then a lot of
Right?
times too, we take those leftovers, my husband and I, we take them for our lunch at work for the next day. So
Same, yeah.
sometimes it all gets eaten pretty quickly and we don't have to freeze it. But, you know, when you can, you
Yep.
try and find some shortcuts at least. Do you have any
Yes, definitely.
hacks or anything you've come across along the way that, I don't know, really sticks out in your mind that helps you guys out, that may help somebody else out there or me? Help me
You know,
out.
I think a big part of it for us is when it comes to meals for the day of, a lot of times my husband will set out the meat during his lunch break, or we'll kind of decide that way. That way it's thawed and ready for me to go to make whatever we're making. So, you
Yeah.
know, like I said, a lot of times, or if we're doing a crock pot meal, he'll put the chicken in the crock pot or whatever the meat might be in the crock pot. And then when I get home, I can start adding to it as needed. So that helps. And just trying to have things, I'm kind of have everything kind of put together and set out the night before, as far
Oh,
as
yeah.
like the next day coming up. If we don't, then it can be chaotic, I feel. So trying to have everything kind of the night before the following day, just having it all ready and set and ready to go is helpful for us too. But yeah, we're not big on doing too much meal planning or meal prepping ahead of time. As much as we would like to be, that's just not always our style, but maybe we'll get better at that. But yeah,
a
I'm
hard
not
thing
good
to
on the
do.
hacks, to be honest with you.
Well,
So long
you
as I
never
have
know.
things thought out and I know what I'm doing, 4 hours before I make it, then I'm usually good enough, I guess. But I could be better. I would save myself a lot of stress, I'm assuming.
Well, hey, 4 hours, you're still ahead of the game. You know, you're making it, you're
Yeah,
surviving,
yeah.
so don't worry. Yeah, some of my friends, I feel like they come across good hacks, and so I'm always like asking moms if they come up with anything. And you're right. I think setting out things really helps us too, especially the night before with the backpacks, the coats, the water bottles, everything for school.
Yes.
I found too, because it's hard to make time for yourself or to go to the gym or like things like that. So something I found that helps me, I actually keep a little gym bag packed, because we're still in the diaper stage. So this gym bag has,
Right.
and I take him to the daycare there when I work out. But I take diapers. It's got wipes in it. It's got some snacks. It has like an empty water
Okay.
bottle that I know is clean, so I just have to like fill it up and go. And it has like a sweat towel for me and things like that. So I keep just a little gym bag packed and ready, so it's not one more thing I have to think about doing to try and get there, just to make a little bit of time for myself. So yeah, I always just keep that packed in like in the back of our closet.
Yep, I try and keep mine. I'm back on my workout kick, so I just got a new membership. So
There you
I
go.
do keep. I'm kind of for me, it's going right after work. Otherwise, a lot of times I won't have time to or the energy to get all the way there. And it's right on my way home. This gym that I'm going
Oh,
to,
that's
so it's
nice.
perfect for me. But yesterday, I had everything packed except for my gym shoes, and luckily I was doing a workout where shoes weren't required. It was a yoga type class, and there's mats, and so it's required actually not to wear shoes. This is a hot yoga type
Okay.
facility. It's called
Yeah.
HotWorks. I'm sure you've heard of it. So
Yeah.
things are done inside a sauna. So for these particular workouts, shoes actually aren't required within the facility. So I was lucking out on that, but trying to if you have it packed and ready to go, because the last thing I want to do is then have to go all the way home and all the way back if I've forgotten something. So that's a hack that helps me as well, having things prepped and ready to go. So I try and keep that in my car actually. So
Yeah.
that's been helpful so far.
I
Except
think
for the shoes, I did
I
forget.
saw
So.
I saw your picture of your gym outfit with the boots. It made me smile because
Well, and
I've
I
done that
wore
too.
my work outfit. Yeah, I wore what I wore to work to the gym, but then after I was sweating and everything, I didn't want to put that back on.
no.
So I just thought to
No,
myself,
yeah.
like, whatever, I'm just gonna wear this. There was literally no one in there, but I thought it was so funny. I'm like, I have to take a picture of this
That's
because
amazing.
this is just ridiculous looking.
Yeah. See, my problem is I should probably go to the gym in that time, between when I'm off work and school pickup. But my problem is I love to do group fitness classes. I go to Good Life Fitness here in Lincoln. It's a local gym.
Okay.
And I'm not great about going to the gym and figuring out a workout on my own. Like I can go and walk and run on the treadmill, things like that. But when it comes to like lifting weights or doing different kind of sequences, you know, I'm not great at that. So I need the group fitness, the organization. I need someone yelling at me to lift heavier or lift more, you know, keep going. And those classes don't start until 4:30. So that's the earliest that I can go to those, usually the ones that I like, the ones that I can do. And so
I know. I wish we
that's
could
where
go
I'm
to the
taking
ones
the kids
that
to the gym.
are during the time when we're working. Our morning shows, all the good fitness classes are going on during that time. But at HotWorks, they have on the screens, you put in a time, and then they always have these classes rolling. So they're
nice.
virtual instructors. And then
Okay.
if you go and do free weights in this weight machine, they also have a video that's rolling of different workouts. And because I'm the same way, I'm kind of like, I don't know what to do, or
Yeah.
I'll have my husband write up something like a list of things for me to do each day, something like that, because I'm the same way. I'm not very self-motivated, I feel like, when it comes to the gym, or really know what I'm supposed to do. So I do like having something that I can follow along with also.
That's nice that you can go at any time. I love that. You mentioned
Yeah.
like keeping
Yeah.
your bag in your car. So I also keep a little emergency kit in my car for the kids. You know, it's got hair ties for my daughter, like deodorant, phone charger, snacks, all of those kind of things. I feel like I treat my car kind of like a command center sometimes. Like it's got everything we
Yeah.
would need on the go. And that helps too because usually we forget something.
Oh, I know. I've got mostly things for myself. My kids are kind of becoming more self-sufficient, so if they want
Yeah.
something in particular, they'll ask for it. I do keep a charger always in my car. I'm kind of always charging my phone as I'm driving. But they're very particular now. You know, they want a certain snack or this, or can we stop here, and can we stop at the gas station after school? That's the big one. So I usually have a snack ready for them after school. I try and make it something healthy and then maybe something that's a little sweet because my son really has a sweet tooth. My daughter does as well, but my son definitely, his eyes will light up. Oh, you see if he knows, if he likes it or not when he gets in the car. This has become actually a source of anxiety for me now, actually.
no.
So
Oh, no.
this whole snack in the car after school thing just started about a year ago. But anyway, his eyes will either light up or it'll be, oh, like, I'm sorry. I've let
You're
you
like, "I'm
down yet
trying.
again, son. I
I'm
apologize.
trying." They get
I know,
so
my husband says,
opinionated.
he'll holler at him. Yeah, he'll holler, hey, just be grateful that your mom's doing something like this for you, and, you know, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
So sometimes you do have to gently remind your kids that, you know, be grateful that you have anything right now.
I
So
ran
any
into
time that we
issue.
keep snacks anymore, it's like they're gone. Or I
Yeah.
try and make not for the snacks to not be messy, because also I don't want my vehicle to look completely trashed, especially if I've just gone through the car wash and vacuumed it out, or my husband vacuumed it out. The last thing I want is a bunch of food all over the place then again. So
Yes.
that can be, but it is what it is. You know, I've come to learn to the fact that my car is going to look a little bit lived in, just like a house will be when you've got kids all over the place doing all sorts of stuff. Just
Oh, yeah.
trying to maintain those so it doesn't get out of control is the main thing for me. It's not going to be spotless. It is what it is. So
And yeah, that's one thing I've kind of let go of the guilt of, especially about the house, because I don't want my house to, obviously it's clean, but I don't want it to look like a museum. I want it to look like a home, you know? So we do have toys in places that toys aren't supposed to be, or, you know, and the kids throw things around, or, you know, I've got a load of laundry waiting to be folded or something, you know, so that's something I've just kind of given myself a little bit more grace with.
I'm the same. I do find myself, I'm one of those people that likes to kind of pick up and tidy up as we go along.
Yeah.
So, and then other times I just say, especially if they have friends over, then I completely give up and will wait till after. But I'm the sort of person that will just go and do it myself. I'll just tidy up here and there. But same, I also had that kind of guilt. And you just have to let it go. And this is the season that we're in. Our house isn't always going to look like it's, and the toys aren't as much now. I remember that phase. We had a corner in our living room that was just the toys. You know, I mean, it literally
Same.
had my daughter's little kitchenette, and now it's a little bit different. She's not so much into the toys anymore, and even my son, we've got a lot of those toys down in the basement now anyway, but he's kind of into baseball cards or his thing, or football cards, I should say, that he likes to kind of look through and go through, but it changes quickly. So yeah, just trying to be in the moment and not be too obsessive about it and just letting it be is helpful also. I feel like you just got to live. It's life, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Alyssa, I wish you the best of luck with your crazy schedule and all of those activities.
Thank you.
I don't know how you do it, but you're obviously killing it. And so good luck with the rest.
Thank you. You know, I will say one last thing on that. Asking for help, it's completely fine as well as a parent. I think people need to rely on each other more. Thursdays are a day where two of my son's friends come home to school with me after school for about 45 minutes each week, I think, each Thursday it is. And that just started this year. And so I think it's great to be able to do that, to rely on other people. If you can't pick up the kid from softball, hey, maybe one of the other parents can drop off your child. So helping out and relying on others and just asking for help, you'd be surprised how many people will step up and help you out. So
Oh, yeah. It takes a village.
it does.
Well, good luck with everything. I think that'll do it for our segment today. We'll see you next week.
Sounds good. We'll see you then.
All right.